Mid-range capability missile system ng Amerika idineploy sa Pilipinas. Armed Forces of the Philippines magtatayo ng strategic bases sa buong EEZ ng bansa, kabilang na ang Benham Rice. Yan ang mga bagay na pag-uusapan natin ngayon, kaya't kung bago ka pa lang sa ating channel ay mag-subscribe ka na at i-click mo na rin ang notification bell para lagi kang updated sa mga kaganapan at modernong kagamitan na ating pag-uusapan. Kinumpirma ng US Army Pacific Command na idineploy ng Multi-Domain Task Force sa Northern Luzon ang kanilang mid-range capability missile system simula noong April 11, 2024 bilang parte ng ongoing exercise na sa Laknib 2024. Sakay ng US Air Force C-17A Globemaster III Strategic Airlifters ay bumiyahe ng nasa 8,000 milya sa loob ng 15 oras ang missile systems na ito bago makarating sa bansa. Makasaysayan ang deployment na ito sapagkat ito ang kauna-unahang pagkakataon na maidideploy sa Indo-Pacific region ang mid-range capability missile systems ng Amerika. Ang MRC missile system o kilala din bilang Typhoon Medium Range Missile System ay isang truck-mounted Mk-41 vertical launching systems na kayang magpakawala ng Tomahawk land attack / anti-cruise missile at SM-6 extended range surface-to-air missiles. Sa pamamagitan nito ay mas mahahasa pa ang kaalaman at interoperability ng dalawang allied nations na Pinas at Amerika. Magkakaroon din ng dagdag na ideya ang ating mga sundalo patungkol sa mga makabagong kagamitang pandigma ng bansang Amerika. Bago ito, ay nauna nang nagpahayag ng pagkontra ang bansang China sa pagdideploy ng US missile sa Indo-Pacific region.
中国坚持走和平发展道路，坚定奉行防御性国防政策。我们没有兴趣和任何国家比拼军力。 中方一贯坚决反对美国为谋求单方面军事优势，在亚太地区部署中程导弹，在中国家门口强化前沿部署。我们敦促美方切实尊重他国安全关切，停止破坏地区和平稳定。
Sa kabila ng naging pahayag ng China, ay hindi ito pinansin ng Amerika at patuloy pa rin ang pagpapadala ng missile system sa bansa. Nauna nang sinabi ng US na seryoso sila sa pakikipag-alyansa sa Pilipinas at muling ipinarating ang kanilang ironclad commitment sa bansa nitong nagdaang trilateral summit sa Amerika.
I want to be clear, the United States defense commitments to Japan and to the Philippines are ironclad. They're ironclad. As I've said before, any attack on Philippine aircraft, vessels, or armed forces in the South China Sea would invoke our Mutual Defense Treaty.
Kahapon ay sinabi din ni Pangulong Marcos na sa oras na may gagawing masama ang China na ikakasawi ng mga sundalong Pinoy na nakadestino sa West Philippine Sea ay hindi siya magdadalawang isip na gamitin ang Mutual Defense Treaty laban dito.
My question is regarding about the West Philippine Sea and also the Mutual Defense Treaty. Despite a Yongin incident recently where some soldiers were injured, President Yu said that there were no reason to invoke the Mutual Defense Treaty. So, under what conditions would it possibly be invoked?
I think Secretary Austin explained it very well. If any serviceman, Filipino serviceman, is killed by an attack from any foreign power, then that is time to invoke the Mutual Defense Treaty. I actually, when I spoke to him in Washington, I thanked him for making it very, very clear to everyone, and he did precisely that. He was asked the same question that we are all asked: when do you invoke the Mutual Defense Treaty? When does it kick into action? And he said that's if a Filipino serviceman is killed because of an attack or an aggressive action by another foreign power.
I see. So just a follow-up, so the treaty be invoked against also the patrol vessels or the maritime militias rather than the military?
Well, as long as they have actually caused casualties and it has killed the servicemen, then that whatever their designations are, whether they're merchant marine or Coast Guard or actual gray vessels or Navy vessels, it does not matter. That is an attack on the Philippines by a foreign power.
Sa ngayon ay hindi pa klaro kung ilang missiles ba ang naideploy sa Pinas at kung gaano katagal ito mananatili sa bansa. Samantala, nagpahayag naman ng Armed Forces of the Philippines na balak nitong magtayo ng mga strategic bases sa eastern seaboard ng bansa upang mabantayan ang Philippine Rice o mas kilala bilang Benham Rice. Sa isang interview ay sinabi ni Armed Forces of the Philippines Chief General Romeo Brawner Jr. na ang pagpapatayo ng mga facility na ito ay parte ng Comprehensive Archipelagic Defense Concept ng bansa. Ayon pa sa punong general, ay pagpapakita umano ito na handa ang Pinas na depensahan ang EEZ nito at mabantayan ang natural resources ng katubigang sakop ng bansa. Sinabi din ni General Brawner na hindi lang isang simpleng base militar ang balak itayo ng AFP, kundi isang base militar na armado ng missiles at radars. Nitong Pebrero lang ay namataan sa Benham Rice ang dalawang research vessel ng China, kaya't nararapat na talaga na magkaroon ng isang strategic base sa lugar upang mabantayan at hindi na basta-basta makapasok ang mga dayuhang barko. Ang insidenteng iyon ay tinawag ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos na isang clear intrusion ang ginawang pagpasok ng China sa Benham Rice.
This is a clear intrusion into a Philippine maritime territory, and it is a matter, as usual, of great concern. And I see it as absolutely unnecessary, because if it is truly a research vessel, then we could have come to a very simple agreement that the research vessel will ply the waters and do the research that they need to do. However, there is a suspicion that they are not only research vessels. So, again, this is a bit of an escalation of the tension that is present in the West Philippines.